Hi, I'm Laura, the library lady, and welcome to today's episode. Today I'm featuring picture books, and I'm featuring two different kinds. One that are unproofed, meaning that the publisher, they're not quite ready for publication, but they have some samples out and they're getting feedback. And then three that I also received at the American Library Association National Meeting in 2022, and I have three of them signed for my nephews. So let's start with the unproofed ones, and I want to thank the publishers of all of these. So this one is called Sleep, and it's very interesting. I can't quite figure out who the publisher is, but let's see. Oh, Albert Whitman and Company from Chicago, and that's where my National Education Association members are meeting right now, and I'm meeting with them virtually. So this is a very interesting because it defines sleep right here, a noun, the natural state of rest during which your eyes are closed and you become unconscious. So it actually defines what sleep is, which I found very interesting. And then we go to the first page. It says, sleep, our bodies slow down, our muscles relax, our senses, touch and sound and smell and taste relax too. Our eyes close. And then it says, all day long, our bodies and brains work hard. During sleep, our bodies restore themselves. Our brains need less energy when we sleep deeply. We go to a subconscious place to focus on feelings, thoughts, and memories outside of our awareness. Animals need sleep or periods of rest too. How long they sleep, how deeply they sleep, what happens in their brains is as varied as they are. Nature adapts sleep to different habitats and lifestyles. So I think that's very interesting. And then on the next page, it has text in different places. I'm interested. It's interesting they did not define the word subconscious because I don't think a young child would know what that means. But I think this is a very cool book. It's got beautiful illustrations. It shows different animals at different places and different habitats. And once again, this is it says uncorrected proof, not for sale, but they gave it away and they're still working on it. And I think it's going to be a great book, and I think it's a great thing because we, at least in America, we don't know how to relax, slow down. And I was doing another study, and they were saying when we don't get enough sleep, we're more irritable. I know some counties think that high schoolers need to start later. I think they need to go to bed earlier so they can get up because, then you have sports and after school stuff that gets, well, it's a lot. So we all know everyone needs the proper amount of sleep. It makes your life better. We may not agree on what that looks like or how how we implement that, but we can agree that we all need proper sleep. Now, the second book that we have that's also a uncorrected proof, not for sale, but they give it away. It's called Science Makes It Work, and it's called A Perfect Paper Plane. So I think my little nephews will enjoy this one because they love making paper planes. And I'm not saying there's a perfect way to do it, but according to this book, it is. So it's two people's journey on trying to make the perfect paper plane, and everyone has something to add to that. So it's always good to have fun crafts, and the nice thing about paper planes, if you only have paper, you can still make a paper plane. Okay, you can add this and that to it, but if you don't have that, that's fine. I love this book. When I saw this, I was so excited. The Ugly Vegetables, because we are so, at least the United States, conditioned to think things have to look a certain way. If they don't look a certain way, they're not as good as. And that includes ugly vegetables. And I know there's this whole thing where ugly vegetables can be given to homeless shelters or soup kitchens. So it's a lot there. So, and I love gardening, even though I don't do vegetable gardens anymore. So I love this because there's a note in here from the author. It says, you may find some unfamiliar words in the story. Pronounce them as you guess they sound from the way they are spelled, or turn to the last page of the book for help. So this is a great way for the author to let them know, hey, you may come across some words you don't know and sound them out. We call that phonetics. So children need to know how to pronounce sounds and blended sounds. So if they're going to sound out words. And this is one of the books that the author, I stood in a million lines. I was number 42. That's what that little 42 means. And they gave me a sticky note, and I want to Julius and Adam. And here's that signature to my nephews. So I'm really excited to give them this book. And they love vegetables because their mother is very particular about what they eat. But unfortunately, they are also addicted to ice cream. Okay, ice cream is ice cream. They just talk about the garden, and I garden as well. And I used to garden with my grandfather, my mother's father. We did a vegetable garden, and I used to do gardening with my grandmother, my father's mother, but we used to do flowers. So I love gardening, and I did some gardening this morning, even though it was really wet because it was kind of raining last night. So I'll try again tomorrow. So that's a great book to talk about it. And it's also good for kids who live in highly urban areas to understand where food comes from and how we really need to take care of the earth, because that's where we get our food. So it's a great story. This one is called The Hiking Viking. And I read through it, and it's a young person who is expected to behave a certain way, but that's not where his heart is. And so he comes under an enormous amount of pressure, even from his family, to conform of what they think he should be. And he begins to doubt who he is. And then he faces a great challenge, and he's about to fail, but then he remembers who he really is, and he's able to show people a different way of looking at things. This is also signed by the author right here for Julius and Adam. Boop, boop, boop. And so I did a lot of standing in line. And once again, great illustrations. It's a great story. I highly recommend it. I read through it. And it's by Laura Gell, illustrated by Timothy Banks. I'm trying to find the, and it's by Capstone. And Capstone was a big vendor at the American Library Association. I think I finally got their bag. I don't know. But this is a great book. I really enjoyed it. And I think my nephews will enjoy it as well. And speaking of my nephews, anyone from New Orleans or Mobile, Alabama, and that's definitely a place where I've been to both, but Mobile is the original place for Mardi Gras, not New Orleans. Just putting it out there, people. Go Bama, Bama. So this was also signed by the author. And how do I know that? Because I think I still have the sticky note. Okay. Yeah, I do. Nope, this one is signed by the illustrator. Okay, so by Carl. Sometimes we met the author, sometimes we met the illustrator, and it didn't really matter to me because both individuals are so talented. Sometimes I have both. Just look at this cover. I love the kaleidoscope. I love the colors in it. And look at this. Look at this. Isn't this beautiful? It's all about Mardi Gras and why it's so important. And did you know during Mardi Gras, at least in Mobile, I can't speak for New Orleans, they used to close down everything for at least 2 or 3 days for them to enjoy Mardi Gras. So I'm assuming they did do that in New Orleans as well. But this is definitely New Orleans and not Mobile. But another great story about a family and how they celebrate this, this important day in our culture for certain parts. So not everyone celebrates Mardi Gras, but I know at the Dollar Tree you can get all kind of stuff that celebrates Mardi Gras. And this, we're trying to figure out who because I like to thank the publishers. This was by Antietam Books for Young Readers. No, I don't think I said that right. Anthem Books for Young Readers. So another great book. So I'm going to share those with my nephews and see if they like them. I certainly hope they do. So once again, we have Mardi Gras, and you do not pronounce that S. So if you say Mardi Gras, that's wrong. But if you don't live there, you wouldn't know that. Almost Don't Come This Year. Then we have The Hiking Viking, which is a really good story. I really love that book. The Ugly Vegetables, and two books that are not quite ready yet. I think they come out in September. Science Makes It Work, a perfect paper plane, and this is really a good book. I really like sleep. So these two will be coming out officially later this year. Okay, that's Laura the Library Lady. I hope you've enjoyed this episode. Take care. Bye.